Hi everyone, I'm Krista and welcome to my video on the healing benefits of Moldavite. Now, Moldavite is not a crystal or gemstone, but rather it was formed when a meteorite hit the Earth 14.8 million years ago in the area of the Bohemian Plateau, which is now considered the Czech Republic. So Moldavite is very old, and when it hit the Earth, the intensity of the impact and the heat that was generated melted some of the Earth's stone or core and combined with the meteorite to form a glassy-like substance. Now, there's a little bit of debate among scientists of what actually happened or how Moldavite was actually created. Some even say that it might have been a lunar eruption from the moon that, came to Earth, but it's hard to say. Nobody knows exactly for sure. But what we do know is that it has some interesting healing properties to it. So I just want to show you a specimen that I have. Now, you can find Moldavite as a raw piece, or you can also find it in jewelry form. And I don't actually have a raw piece of Moldavite. I have it in a pendant, and I also have some earrings of Moldavite that I also wear. Now, the reason why I don't have it in a raw form, just as a little piece, is that I don't actually use it in healing sessions when I work with clients, and I don't use it in that way because it is a very powerful stone. So it's more, I would say Moldavite is more used and beneficial as a personal talisman. So this is why I wear it as a piece of jewelry, to wear it as a talisman rather than using it in crystal body layouts, because it is a little too powerful for that. So I'm going to show you the one that I have, and this one I'm going to show you is the pendant that I have. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up to the light. There we are. Can you see it? Isn't it beautiful? So you can see how the light is shining through it. It's very glassy. It has a beautiful color to it, and it's a very high vibration, very, very high healing vibration. Okay, there we have it. Now, just a word of caution, if you are looking for a piece of Moldavite, either in crystal shops or online, you really need to go with a reputable source, because there are a lot of fake pieces of Moldavite on the market as well. Now, Moldavite has been used in ancient cultures throughout time as talismans for healing. There have been beautiful golden chalices or goblets that have been made that have been adorned with the Moldavite. Very revered by ancient cultures, and even there have been when they've unearthed graves and archaeologists have looked into some graves, there have been found beautiful pieces of Moldavite formed into beads and jewelry, into figurines and things like that. So it's been used for a very long time, and it was considered the gemstone that fell from the sky. So there are some beliefs that when the meteor hit the Earth, that it kicked up all of this kind of fiery, glassy kind of substance into the air, because the impact was so great and so powerful, plus the heat of it, it just kicked up everything into the air, and then the Moldavite rained down back onto Earth. So it's considered the stone, from the sky or from the heavens in that way, celestial stone, even though it's a glass-like substance. So interesting to think about. Now, also with Moldavite, there are connections, some scholars say, to the Holy Grail. Now, nobody knows for sure. There's a lot of mystery around that. Some believe that the Holy Grail was actually a gemstone of sorts, and some believe that it was actually a glassy type of substance that looked like a stone, but it was actually Moldavite. So there's lots of speculation on that. You can read a lot of stories on the internet. I will let you look that up if you're interested in it. I won't go into too much detail about it. But my point is that lots of cultures and people have been using Moldavite for a very long period of time and have really honored the healing benefits of Moldavite. Now, it is a powerful stone. So what I want to tell you about Moldavite is that it's not a really powerful substance for healing like other crystals and gemstones, but rather it acts as a stone of acceleration, which means that it can accelerate your personal growth and transformation. Now, I'm just going to say a word of caution here before I go further, that when you decide to work with Moldavite, you need to be ready for it, because it acts as a catalyst that can stir up things in your life, and you want to be ready to be able to deal with that. So if you feel ready for growth, for transformation, to let go of what you no longer need in life, and you feel ready for that, then, consider working with Moldavite. If you're a little bit fearful about that process, then maybe consider leaving Moldavite for another time until you feel ready. Okay, so let me explain a little bit more now about what I mean about that. Now, because Moldavite was created with such force when it hit the earth and such heat, it acts as a catalyst to create great change and transformation in your life. So if there's anything in life that has been holding you back, if you've been in the wrong career or wrong relationship that hasn't been, good for you or hasn't been serving you in a good way, if you start to work with Moldavite, Moldavite will act as a mirror, kind of helping you to look at the areas of your life that you've been unhappy with, and to see your shadow side, or to see where your unhappiness lies. And the Moldavite kind of makes you look at that and face it and work with it and heal it and change it. So this is why it's a stone of change and transformation. And when we look at those changes and start examining ourselves, our own patterns that can be negative, it's not always an easy thing to do, because we have to be really honest with ourselves about that. So this is why I mentioned that if you are ready for that, then work with Moldavite. If you're a little hesitant, then leave it for another time. So it acts almost like a mirror, making you really look at yourself, look at your life, examining what is working, what's not working, and help you to make the changes that you need to have a more fulfilling life. Okay, so very powerful for that. Now, Moldavite is also a really nice spiritual substance to work with, that when you start working with it, it also can put protection around you, protecting you from negativity, also protecting you from any negative spirits or entities. So it really helps you in that way. And it also helps you to really see the root of any imbalance in your life, whether it's physical illness or relationship imbalances or career imbalances, financial imbalances. And it helps you to discover the root cause of those imbalances so that you can heal it. So discovery of those root causes of imbalances can happen in different ways. It might happen as an inner knowing or a flash of insight that just comes into your mind and you just know. Or you might sit in meditation and the Moldavite can help you to see those answers in meditation, or even in the dream state, those answers can come to you. So it's nice to work with Moldavite in that way as well. So if you have any meditation practices, whether you sit in a silent meditation or you chant mantras or you do guided visualizations, working with the Moldavite can actually increase your ability to visualize and have different visions in these meditations of flashes of insight or intuition. So it can actually heighten that. Or even in the dream state, when you work with Moldavite for a period of time, it can make your dreams more vivid and more profound and help you to remember the dreams. So it's really nice for that. Now, when you work with Moldavite, some people find the healing energy of Moldavite quite powerful, and sometimes too powerful to work with in the beginning. So I'm going to tell you my little story of what happened to me and Moldavite. So I wanted a piece of Moldavite, and I was waiting for a while to get the Moldavite, and finally one of the local crystal stores here in my city got some in, just some nice raw pieces. So I went in and I looked at it, and they brought it out from the showcase, and I picked up one of the Moldavite pieces, and instantly my hand was heating up and I felt almost like a burning sensation in my hand, and it wasn't painful and it wasn't hurting me, but it was strong. And then I felt all of this healing vibration move from my hand up my arm to my shoulder, and then right here at my forehead I started to feel a pressure. It wasn't a headache, but it was just a pressure and almost like a throbbing sensation and a pulsation. And I thought, wow, this Moldavite is really powerful. I thought, wow, this is really something. So I put the Moldavite down, and then instantly those sensations disappeared. Just like that. Instantly it was gone. And I thought, whoa, Moldavite is quite powerful. And then I thought, I'm not sure if I want to work with Moldavite, just from that experience. So I actually didn't take any home. I just left it at the store, went home and empty-handed, and then thought, do I really want to work with Moldavite? So fast forward you know, a couple of years later, a friend gifted me some Moldavite earrings, and then another friend of mine gifted me the Moldavite pendant, and within a couple of months of each other, and I thought, okay, this Moldavite is coming to me, now it's time for me to work with it, and I started working with it. But I started working with it slowly to start to get used to its energy. So I would have the pendant and the earrings around me. I wasn't wearing them yet, I just had them in the room with me. So when I do my meditation practices, I just had it around me and I put it in the room just to kind of get to know it, almost like a new friend. And then I did that for maybe about a week or so, just hanging out in the same room with the Moldavite. And then I would hold it in my hands. So I would take the Moldavite and I would just hold it in my hand, and I would just hold it like this. And I would just hold it for a few minutes at a time. And then I would put the Moldavite down. And then I did that for a few days. And then I felt, okay, I think I can actually wear it. So I would put on the pendant and the earrings, and I would wear it only for maybe half an hour to an hour. Then I would take it off. And then the next day I would increase it to maybe 45 minutes, and then or an hour and a half. So I would do it in increments, half an hour to 45 minutes, or half an hour to an hour, or to an hour and a half. So I kept doing it like that. And then finally I could wear the Moldavite all day. And then I would wear it for several days, and of course taking it off at nighttime. And then I felt like I could attune to the energy, and then I was getting to know the energy of Moldavite, and then I could work with it in that way. So I suggest, you know, if it's useful to you, working with the Moldavite in small increments and working your way up to working with it for longer periods of time. And then I was able to wear the Moldavite no problem. And then, of course, wearing the Moldavite, you know, on a daily basis for a longer period of time really opened things up in my life, and also made me look at my own patterns that were not healthy, helped me to shift and change it, and also helped me to transform and grow as a person physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, which was quite rewarding and fulfilling, and sometimes not always easy. But just think of Moldavite like this. When it kicks up all of the sand, you know, the negativity or your negative patterns that you need to work on, and it kind of kicks it up to the surface, it can be a little bit chaotic. But just know that when all of that heals and dissolves and settles, you will be filled with beautiful clarity and brilliance and beautiful healing transformation type of energy, so that you can grow and transform, and it will fill you with that brilliance that you need to be radiant in your life and create a life that is fulfilling to you. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to learn more about crystals, crystal healing, then you can please visit my website at christalyn.ca, as I provide crystal healing classes, or you can also like my Facebook page. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Christa, the Crystal Healing Expert. Thank you so much. Blessings to you, and namaste.